Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Toji Fushiguro was reborn, with all of his memories intact? Would he finally succeed in killing Gojo Satoru? Would the star plasma vessel still die by his hands? And most importantly, would he still abandon Megumi? This is the story of a man who was once thrown away by the Jujutsu world, given a second life and a chance to break it completely. Toji opens his eyes and instantly knows something is wrong. The ceiling above him is unfamiliar, the air feels heavy, and his body, it's small, a child's body. As memories rush back all at once, the truth becomes clear. His defeat, his life as an assassin, his wife, Megumi, and the way it all ended. He soon realizes where he is, a small, quiet house deep within the territory of the Zenin clan. The same clan that despised him, mocked him, rejected him for having zero cursed energy, and yet, here he is again. By the time Toji turns 6 years old, he makes a decision. This time, he won't wait. He knows the truth better than anyone else. No cursed energy, no cursed technique, no shortcuts. So while other children train their techniques, Toji trains his body, relentlessly, day after day. Broken knuckles, bleeding muscles, endless repetition. He pushes himself far earlier than he ever did in his first life. By the age of 15, the results are undeniable. His physique is already superior to what it was in the original timeline. Faster, sharper, more lethal. In the original history, this was the age when Toji walked away from the Zenin clan. But this time, he stays. Because now Toji doesn't just want freedom, he wants power. He wants to stand at the top of the very clan that once crushed him. Fate moves forward, but slightly twisted. He meets the same woman, the one who once gave him peace, the one who saved him from himself. And once again, he marries her. But this time, everything changes. With his wife by his side, Toji never falls into gambling, never loses himself, never becomes a hollow weapon for hire. So when Gojo Satoru is born, and the balance of the Jujutsu world shifts, Toji feels it. He understands exactly what it means. And yet, he doesn't act because Toji only kills when he's paid. And this time, he has something more valuable than money, a family. Years pass, and then Megumi is born. But unlike the original timeline, his wife does not die. Toji is there. He protects her. He stays. For the first time, Megumi grows up with a father. When Toji turns 25, he makes his move. He approaches Naobito Zenin, and calmly and without hesitation, asks to be named the next head of the Zenin clan. The response? Laughter, mockery, disrespect, because to them, he's still the same thing he always was. A man with no cursed energy, no technique, no value, and that's when Toji decides, if the Zenin clan will never accept him, then it will fear him. What follows is not a massacre born of rage. It's precision. Just like Maki did in the original timeline, Toji wipes out the Zenin clan single-handedly. Every elite sorcerer, every proud heir, every symbol of their corruption, gone. And when the blood settles, Toji Fushiguro stands alone, the man with the zero cursed energy, becomes the 25th head of the Zenin clan. Just like in the original series, fate moves toward the star plasma vessel. Gojo Satoru and Suguru Geto are assigned the mission to protect Riko Amanai and escort her safely to Master Tengen for the merger. And just like before, there's a contract, a bounty placed on Riko's life. The name attached to it? Toji Fushiguro. But this time, everything is different. Gojo and Geto fight off enemy sorcerers, Riko is protected, and in the end, they successfully reach Tengen's chamber. Geto turns to Riko and asks her the same question. Does she truly want to merge? And Riko answers, no. She wants to live. She wants freedom. And this time, no bullet cuts that dream short. Riko Amanai survives. That single decision fractures destiny. Because Riko is not killed, Geto never breaks. There is no hatred, no massacre, no fall into darkness. He remains by Gojo's side, a sorcerer who believes in saving people. Because Toji never murders the star plasma vessel, history corrects itself in a completely different way. Gojo never adopts Megumi, because Toji is alive, present, raising his son himself, which means Megumi grows up trained not only by Gojo, but by the most dangerous man to ever have zero cursed energy. As a result, Geto never becomes a curse user. The clash between Yuta and Geto never happens. Yuta never goes to Africa. His true potential remains sealed. He stays at Jujutsu High, a student alongside the other first years, and somewhere deep in the shadows, Kenjaku waits. Because Geto never falls, Kenjaku never takes his body. Instead, He remains inside Noritoshi Kamo, quietly planning, patiently adapting. Megumi eventually enrolls in Jujutsu High, but this Megumi is different. Sharpened by Toji's ruthless training, refined by Gojo's teachings, balanced between instinct and technique, his potential begins to bloom far earlier than it ever did before. Meanwhile, fate refuses to be denied. Yuji Itadori still eats Sukuna's finger. He still becomes the vessel. He still joins Jujutsu High. Some things cannot be changed. But the Shibuya incident never happens, because Kenjaku never gains Geto's body. The perfect conditions are never met, yet Kenjaku does not abandon his goal. Instead, he changes the plan. From the shadows, he begins collecting every remaining Sukuna finger, not to seal Sukuna, but to give him a king's resurrection. During a mission where Yuji and Megumi are sent out alone, Kenjaku makes his move. Jogo and Hanami appear. Overwhelming force, perfect coordination. Yuji is knocked unconscious, and in one horrifying moment, Kenjaku feeds him every remaining Sukuna finger. Sukuna awakens, fully, but Kenjaku makes one fatal mistake. He tries to kill Megumi, and Sukuna stops him, because Sukuna doesn't want Megumi dead, he wants Megumi's body. With deliberate cruelty, Sukuna slices off one of Yuji's fingers and forces it into Megumi. The possession is instant. Megumi Fushiguro is taken over. Yuji survives, broken, desperate. He runs, straight to the only people who can stop this. Gojo Satoru, Suguru Geto, and Toji Fushiguro. For the first time ever, the strongest sorcerer, the greatest cursed spirit manipulator, and the man who defies cursed energy itself, stand on the same side, not as enemies, not as rivals, but as fathers, as teachers, as monsters, and that's when it begins. The final fight to save Megumi Fushiguro. The battle begins the same way history remembers it. Gojo Satoru versus Ryomen Sukuna. Limitless collides with cursed supremacy. Domain clashes shake the world itself. Every strike rewrites the rules of Jujutsu. But this time, Gojo isn't alone. As the fight escalates, Sukuna smiles, because he knows what comes next. With a twisted chant, Sukuna summons Mahoraga, and alongside it, a Jito. The battlefield instantly tilts. In the original timeline, this is where Gojo's fate is sealed, but not here. Not in this world. Before Mahoraga can fully adapt, Toji Fushiguro moves. No cursed energy, no hesitation. At the same time, Suguru Geto steps in, unleashing an overwhelming tide of cursed spirits. The two intercept Mahoraga and Ajito, dragging them away from the center of the battlefield, because this fight is not theirs to interfere with. Sukuna belongs to Gojo. Now it's once again the question that divides the Jujutsu world. Who would win, Gojo Satoru or Sukuna, without Mahoraga? The fight rages on, blow for blow, technique for technique, until Sukuna makes his final move. He abandons Megumi's form and reveals his Heian-era body. 4 arms, pure dominance. A king returned to his throne, and suddenly, Gojo is on the defensive. His technique's slow, his damage stacks. For the first time, Gojo Satoru is losing. Just as Sukuna prepares the finishing strike, reinforcements arrive. Yuji Itadori, Yuta Okatsu, and the strongest sorcerers of the new generation. They throw themselves into the fight, not to win, but to buy time. Sukuna turns his attention to them, and that's all the opening Toji and Geto need. Elsewhere on the battlefield, Mahoraga adapts, again and again, but this time, it's not facing a single sorcerer, it's facing monsters. Geto overwhelms it with layered cursed techniques. Toji tears through its defenses with raw physical dominance, no cursed energy, no pattern to adapt to, and one final brutal strike, Mahoraga falls. Ajito follows soon after, completely erased. Now, there is nowhere left to run. The battlefield unites, all sorcerers versus Sukuna. Yuji lands blow after blow, fueled by hatred and guilt. Yuta copies techniques relentlessly. Gojo regains control. Geto floods the field with curses. And Toji fights like a man correcting fate itself. Sukuna fights back. Relentless, terrifying, but for the first time, he is outnumbered, outmatched, and slowly, the King of Curses begins to fall. With one final coordinated assault, Ryomen Sukuna is destroyed, not sealed, not delayed, erased. Megumi collapses, alive, free, saved. When the dust settles, Gojo Satoru stands breathing. Suguru Geto stands unbroken. Megumi opens his eyes and Toji Fushiguro is still standing. In this timeline, Gojo survives. Geto never falls, Megumi is saved, Sukuna is truly dead. And the man once rejected by the Jujutsu world rules it. Toji Fushiguro remains the head of the Zenin clan, not as a curse, but as proof that destiny can be beaten. This isn't a world where Toji runs from his past, this is a world where he conquers it. Now tell me, where do you think Toji should have made a different choice? Was this truly the perfect timeline? Or could he have gone even further? And before you go, we're so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you enjoyed this What If, hit subscribe. I promise you won't regret it. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers today. I love you all.